Well, guys, I did not see this coming right here. I got to be honest. I didn't see this coming, folks, because that video where these Democrats who were formerly in the military called for active duty service members to not follow the orders of President Trump, boy, it backfired big time, folks. It backfired big time. Even Alyssa Slotkin admitted on ABC that President Trump has not issued any illegal orders. If President Trump didn't actually give any illegal orders, why are you guys making that video? Yeah, they knew what they were doing, folks. They knew what they were doing. They were actually trying to cause chaos and destruction within the ranks of the military. Because maybe someone in the military may actually rethink the orders they're actually given. Because the orders that are given, it comes all the way from the top. From the president all the way down to the commanding officer, to the division officer, ETSO, it goes all the way down. Okay. And if someone doesn't follow orders, folks, guess what? People can die. Yeah, I know that sounds a whole lot like A Few Good Men when Jack Nicholson, who played on Colonel Jessup, said that in the movie, but he was right. People follow orders or people die. It's just that simple, man. It's not a game. But these Democrats wanted to play a game, and it's backfiring big time in their face. Now, this actually brings us to Mark Kelly, Senator Mark Kelly, over there in Arizona, folks. This man could be in huge trouble now, unlike the other Democrats that were watching that video, folks. Because Mark Kelly is a retired Navy captain. And in my opinion, guys, as a former sailor in the Navy, this man has now brought shame to the uniform. What he did was disrespectful. It was dangerous, to say the least. Well, guess what, folks? An investigation has now been launched into the actions of former Navy captain and current Senator Mark Kelly. And boy, it could go very, very badly for him, folks, because now this man has been threatened with court-martial. And you may be thinking, wait a minute, he's not active duty anymore. He's retired. Guess what, folks? There's a huge stipulation that Mark Kelly probably didn't even realize he was getting into. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Here we go. Right over here. Pentagon threatens to court-martial Democratic senator over, quote, refuse illegal orders video. Yeah. Not good. Now, this man could be recalled to active duty, folks, to go to court-martial. Says here, the Department of War announced Monday that it has opened a formal review into allegations of misconduct against Democratic Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona over a video calling on service members to, quote, refuse illegal orders. The Pentagon said it may even call Kelly, a retired Navy captain, back to active duty to face court-martial proceedings or other administrative actions under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, folks. Yes, the UCMJ. I told you guys, man, the UCMJ, that's the Bible for the military. But look at this, quote, this matter will be handled in compliance with military law, ensuring due process and impartiality, the department said, adding that further comments will be limited to protect the integrity of the proceedings. Yeah. The statement also underscored that military retirees, check this out, remain subject to the UCMJ and reminded service members that, quote, orders are presumed to be lawful, close quote, and must be obeyed. But we already know that the orders that President Trump have been given have been legal. Even Alyssa Slotkin said she's not aware of any illegal orders that President Trump has given. Yeah. The department cited federal statutes, including 18 U.S.C. 2387, which prohibits attempts to undermine the loyalty, morale, or discipline of U.S. forces. Quote, the Department of War reminds all individuals that military retirees remain subject to the UCMJ for all applicable offenses, the statement read. A service member's personal philosophy does not justify or excuse the disobedience of an otherwise lawful order. Now, this right here, guys, is going to get Mark Kelly in big trouble. Goes on, it says, even though Kelly left active service years ago, the Pentagon could, if it determines his actions violate the code, bring him before a military court. Yeah, it won't be any woke civilians. This is going to be military court, a different ball game. Such recalls are rare and typically reserved for serious criminal conduct, such as espionage, sexual assault, or fraud. Still, precedent exists. In United States versus Dinger 2018 and United States versus Larrabee 2020, military appellate courts reaffirmed that retirees receiving pay remain under the UCMJ's jurisdiction and can be tried for offenses committed after retirement. Yeah, this man is collecting a retirement check from the military. He didn't think this through, folks. He did not think this through. If the review concludes that Kelly's comments constituted conduct, quote, to the prejudice of good order and discipline or a violation of U.S. code, which prohibits encouraging disloyalty or insubordination among the armed forces, he could face recall to active duty for a formal court-martial. Punishments under those statutes can include forfeiture of pay, confinement, or dismissal from service, though such outcomes are extraordinarily rare for political figures. Well, I don't know if he's going to prison, guys, but I do believe that this man needs to be punished. He really does. Any proceedings would likely provoke a constitutional showdown over whether speech made in a political context can be subject to military law, even by a retired officer. While many lawmakers have served in armed forces and several have remained in the reserves while in office, there is no historical record of a sitting U.S. senator or representative being recalled to active duty for disciplinary action. Well, that's the first time for everything, folks. There's a first time for everything. Now, you're going to be wondering, why is it just him? Because it mentions right here, 4 of the other Democrats are former military, but not retired and therefore are not subject to the UCMJ, according to Secretary Pete Hegseth. Yeah. So the other people didn't retire from the military, therefore they're not actually receiving any checks. And now, it could get really bad for Mark Kelly. This is what Pete Hegseth said. The department is reviewing his statements and actions which are addressed directly to all troops, while explicitly using his rank and service affiliation, lending the appearance of authority to his words, Hegseth said. Kelly's conduct brings discredit upon the armed services and will be addressed appropriately. Yeah. And President Trump called their acts seditious. So there you have it, man. This could end up going very, very bad for Mark Kelly. Very bad. I mean, he can actually be recalled, court-martialed, and pretty much, man, loses his retirement pay. I mean, could they actually change his status to dishonorable, something like that? Yeah, he didn't think this through, guys. He did not think this through, and this is probably going to backfire big time. Big time. I do believe that this man needs to be held accountable because his actions, man, were unbecoming of an officer. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.